Alright, look, so when they killed Wes off, I thought, wow, that is a really bold move. Like, they are really going there. That is crazy. And I figured that Alfred Enoch probably had like some huge movie deal and that would explain it, and that's why he had to leave the show. So I remember like right after they killed him off, Alfred was doing interviews and people were like, so did you know this was coming? Did you ask to get out of your contract? What's up? And he's like, oh my God, I had no idea. I was blindsided. I couldn't believe it. And I was like, wow, that is so shocking. So now fast forward to How to Get Away with Murder, present day. And there's all these questions about who is the real Wes and what is up with that. Like, how did he know Dominic? Why were they friends? And why was Dominic calling him Christoph? And how did he know Laurel's mom? And why was he meeting up with her? And I truly think that Alfred Enoch is still a part of this show, as in he's coming back to this show to be one of the main stars. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean he's going to be Wes in the way that we knew Wes, but there's something up with it. And I think right now, the theory I'm going with is that Wes had a twin named Christoph. So, you know, the background that we knew about Wes was just, you know, little bits and pieces of flashbacks. So it's very easy for them to have not shown us all of the flashbacks and to go back and insert the fact that his mom had 2 babies. Maybe she didn't even know she had 2 babies, or maybe she did. I don't know. Now, I don't really understand how Christoph had a relationship of some sort with Dominic, which seemed to be good. They seemed to be pals. You know, it wasn't like some weird forced relationship or some weird blackmail relationship. And then how did he know, you know, Laurel's mom? There's a lot of dots that haven't been connected, but I definitely don't see them going the route of saying that Wes survived the murder attempt and the fire and everything, and that he just never died, because that is lamer than lame, and I'm hoping they won't go there. And let me say that this twin thing, I really think it's quite cliche when a show goes there. Hello, Pretty Little Liars. And I don't really like that either, but it really connects a lot of dots in the real world for me, because what is Alfred Enoch doing now? He's not doing anything. And I think he was in on this from the beginning, and I think they've had it planned from the beginning, and I think that he was always going to come back. I mean, probably he shot some, you know, flashback scenes since he was killed off the show, but I think that was always the plan for him to come back, and he really hasn't been gone for that long. What I don't know is he's coming back as, I mean, I feel like he's coming back as Christoph, who is the twin. And I also have a feeling that Christoph may be a not-so-nice twin. I just really hope he doesn't come back as regular Wes. But I think our biggest clue here is the fact they chose to have that phone conversation, that voicemail left, and him identify himself as Christoph. You know, if he said, hey, this is Wes, or if he just said, hey, no name, you know, then I mean, they put that there for a reason. You know, I always found that weird, and it gives me kind of just chills just thinking about it, and I always wondered what was up with that, and I literally thought we were never going to know. So now we're coming back to that, and now it's relevant again, and it's always been relevant, and I think it's something that they had hidden in there, that was huge, that we just didn't know, that's going to be huge because Alfred Enoch is coming back to the show. And that's what I totally believe. I want to take a minute and talk about this week's episode. I have not enjoyed Rowan as a character on this show at all. If you've watched my videos, you know I've been bored with him. I hated the storyline. But for the first time that, you know, since he's been on the show, I felt like he was used in a great way, and I hope they expand on this. So the allegations came out in the courtroom that perhaps he actually murdered or contributed to his own daughter's death rather than it being like an OD suicide kind of thing. So, wow. I would on one hand say this is kind of a red herring, and like Annalise said, maybe he's just being framed, but Bonnie seems to think that there's definitely some substance behind this. She's like, wait till you hear the evidence they have on him. So I think we're going somewhere with that, and then all of a sudden that makes him relevant to me, and that makes that storyline juicy. What I'm not really interested in is this storyline that they're doing to desperately keep Nate relevant with having his dad, who has been in jail forever, and that storyline, and possibly having him as Annalise's face case. Just not really down with that, just because I kind of feel like Nate is a useless character. Again, this is not meant to be offensive to anyone who loves him, and it's not meant to be offensive to him as an actor, because I must say, I will keep saying that I watched the guy who plays Nate on Dexter, which was a show that I loved. I didn't love the ending, and I really liked him on that show. So I'm not trying to hate on his acting ability. I think he's not used very well on this show and doesn't really seem to have a point, and I think they want to make him have a point, and they want to make him relevant, and that is the reason behind this new father storyline, which I thought with, you know, everything that's going on right now, I kind of felt like throwing that into the mix was a disservice to the show because there's so many very juicy things happening with what is going on with Wes / Kristoff and what is going on with Rowan now that we just don't really need that. I'm really loving the second half of How to Get Away with Murder, and I have a newfound interest in this show. When it first started, I was so in love with it, and I was for a long time. And to be quite honest, when Wes died and the aftermath of that and knowing it was a hitman, I started thinking that the show just wasn't that good anymore. But now we're revisiting all of the things I had issues with. So I personally feel like they've had this planned all along, and I'm giving them a lot of credit. But maybe they understood that a lot of fans didn't like the fact that a hitman killed the biggest star of the show besides Annalise. And maybe they're trying to redeem themselves from that. I don't know. I would love to hear your thoughts below. What do you think about my Wes has a twin theory? Or how can you explain it? Can you connect the dots with how Wes knew Laurel's mom, how he was friends of some sort with Dominic? And I also believe Laurel's dad when he said he did not kill Wes, like he wasn't behind Wes's death. I think that's true. So is Laurel's mom evil? I don't know. Maybe Wes was evil, or maybe this twin of Wes was evil. Maybe he was involved in some stuff he shouldn't have been. I don't know. I mean, I think there's going to be a lot of surprises coming out about that, but I'm totally into it. If you didn't know, I do a live chat every Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern about this show, and it's really fun because we all can share our different theories, and it's just one of my favorite things to do. I'm covering all of this season and whatever seasons in the future of How to Get Away with Murder, so please subscribe if you haven't, turn on the bell so you'll be notified when I put up a new video, and thumbs up if you enjoy theory videos like this. But I hope you guys are having a great day, and I'll see you soon. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Kelly TV. I would love for you to subscribe and be a part of the Kelly TV family. Also, don't forget to follow me on Twitter so you can keep up with all I'm doing.